Welcome to another episode of Prostyle Podcast, where for some reason it seems like we always have some of the top receivers on this show, man. I don't know if it's because I'm a former wide receiver and I'm a little biased, but I always seem to, just go out and find some of the dopest receivers, not just on the field, but off the field. And today, man, I got a special treat for you guys. This guy from Tampa, Florida, man. I mean, he's one of those guys that, he does it all. Played at the University of Southern California, Super Bowl champion. He's doing his thing right now in the league. Please welcome my man, Nelson Agholor. How you doing, bro?
I'm great, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, man. No, it's a pleasure to have you on the podcast. I've been watching your game for some time. Even when you was in high school, man, I think you was rated the top 5 wide receiver in the nation. How did you get out of the state of Florida and go all the way to Cali, man?
Man, kind of just took a risk. A lot of love from Monty Kiffin and Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
They had Tampa roots, came and got me. So,
yeah,
I took a risk to join them.
Yeah, man. And when you look at the University of Southern Cal, the receivers that play there are electric. But one guy that I especially enjoyed watching was Steve Smith. Did you get a chance to watch Steve Smith growing up?
A little bit on tape.
Yeah.
But the guy that, I think kind of was influenced by Steve that we watched was Robert Woods at the time.
Nice.
They both wore 2 at SC. And I know, Woody was the guy we all watched, especially with the Lane Kiffin regime when he came in.
Yeah.
So Woody kind of paved the way for all of us.
Yeah. That's dope, man. Because when you look at the University of Southern Cal, they just have all the top recruits most of the year. I mean, Alabama, Georgia, they've taken over the past couple years. But USC, man, you guys used to be right at the top every single year. And now you guys are starting to come back. How you feel about your Trojans in this upcoming season?
You know what, man? I think they'll figure it out. It hasn't actually been the best.
Yeah.
Some things going on over there right now. And at the end of the day, our motto is fight on. So regardless of what the recruiting class looked like, or the turmoil between the coaching staff, we got to keep fighting on. So hope that's what happened. We make plays this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you made plays at USC. You get drafted first round by the Philadelphia Eagles. That first year, people were kind of mad, man. They were like, oh, we drafted this guy in the first round. He's not making plays. We need him to produce right away. How much pressure was that on you?
There's pressure. There's always going to be pressure. And I think now that I'm older, I can answer the question in a different way. When I was younger, I'd be like, oh, it was a lot. It was stressful.
Yeah.
But now, I just understand the reality of it, man. People just care about, results, man. Yeah.
That's it.
And they needed me to produce. They didn't care what was around me, the circumstances, the environment. They don't care about none of those things because to them, those are all excuses.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I respect the fans. I respect the view that they have. And in fact, the way the fans act can be used in a way for you to gain that chip on your shoulder.
Right.
Yeah. You got to respect it. They're going to be tough on you. And no matter how hard you try, they're going to expect more from you. So all you got to do is just take that and use that. Sometimes it's negative and you put that on your shoulder. And then every time you grind and you watch tape, you think about them counting you out or, saying that you're a bust or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you definitely play with that chip on your shoulder. My man, see, we had this conversation a couple of days ago about the different type of receivers that I like. Golden Tate, I like Golden Tate because he can play inside, he can play outside. You can play inside, you can play outside. But what I love about you is this after the catch, man. How did you develop this after the catch run?
That kind of became habit from being a high school running back.
Nice.
That's what I played in high school. I was a tailback. And I actually learned how to play receiver probably in college, honestly. That's where I really learned how to play it. I worked at it a little bit some, like in the off seasons, with some of my trainers or whatever in high school. But mainly I was in the backfield, hands on the knees, getting ready to take a dive handoff, So after that, it's the ball's in your hand. You have to create it after that.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're a true athlete. That's what I like to see. A guy that's a true athlete you can't just label you as, hey, man, he's just a wide receiver. You play running back in high school. You play wide receiver. I mean, you play, pretty much everything. I'm pretty sure you play a little bit of quarterback too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you're just an athlete, man. Those are the type of players that I love to see. You out there, you making plays, deep balls, short catches, making guys miss. You're a year removed from the Super Bowl. What's your goal for this upcoming season, individually and as a team?
It's always Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's always, as a team, it's always Super Bowl. That's the most important thing at the end of the day. I think as an individual, I think I'm due to make a Pro Bowl. Yeah. So I plan on putting all my effort towards making all the plays so that I get an opportunity to be voted into the Pro Bowl. That's exactly one of the individual goals I have for myself going in the 5th year.
There we go. Going into this 5th year, man, my man said his number one goal individually is to get to that Pro Bowl. But I expect to be seeing you in that Super Bowl, man. You going to make the Pro Bowl, but you won't be able to play, man, because you're going to be at the Super Bowl. But here's
it. That's exactly how I want it to be.
Hey.
Because, I feel like if I have a Pro Bowl year, my team will be in the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Because that's how I want my, contribution to be towards.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be I'm making plays, but we getting a bus kid.
Yes, sir.
I want to be making towards plays, towards victories.
Yeah.
Winning, NFC, things like that, and then going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So let's hit on this. You're on your 5th year. They hit you with that 5th year option. What's going on over there, man? Are we talking new contract? Are we talking about trade? What are we hearing?
I'm letting my agent handle all that. Once you put the 5th year option on me, I look at that as like a new contract. You blessed me with another opportunity to put on that helmet.
Yes, sir.
You know what? And I'm gonna get ready to play for whoever prepares me to be on their team.
Yeah.
And I love the Philadelphia Eagles. It's been a truly blessing being there, and I'm gonna continue to prepare to be a Philadelphia Eagle.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put it out there. My man needs a new contract. All right. He's producing. He's scoring touchdowns, running out to the catch, deep ball. You ain't going to find a younger receiver that's putting on as he's doing. I mean, he's getting it done. Philadelphia Eagles, front office, GM. Let's make that happen, man. So let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk a little hip hop, man. Before every game, we see guys in there rocking out, headphones on. Some guys got their little mini speakers doing that thing.
Yeah.
What's that one song that you got to hear before you go out?
Man, I got a couple songs, man. I love music. I can't just say I have one.
Okay.
It depends on where we at. Whenever we play in the West Coast, like we play against, the Rams, or we play against, the Seahawks, or we play against the Chargers, I gotta listen to Nipsey.
Nipsey. Shout out to Nipsey, man.
I banged the whole Crenshaw, Crenshaw album.
Yeah.
And, shoot any song on the album. I just play the whole album.
Just let it ride, man. Just let it ride.
The whole album, man.
Just let it ride.
I let it ride. And then, when we down south, I got to play Boosie.
He went to Boosie. Now, see,
got to.
I could appreciate that, man. When I was growing up, that Boosie, that Zoom, that was
easily.
Everybody rocking that.
Mind of a Maniac.
Oh, man. The Mind of a Maniac was crazy. That actually came out when I was in Chicago. I think it was like 2009, 10, somewhere in that range. But that album, man, it was crazy. So it was crazy.
I like old school music, though. That, like, by old school, I mean not too many new artists.
Yeah.
I won't lie about that. Nothing against them. I'm just... I get it's hard for me to just all of a sudden like you because you beat.
Yeah.
I like to hear you talk that.
Yeah,
talk that ish.
and that's what you're getting nowadays. You know what I mean? Nowadays you're just getting a really dope beat, and somebody just put a few words on there, man. Like you ain't even got to be like that lyricist. You ain't got to be putting things together. It's just like, oh man, that beat is crazy. Like you hear Metro Boomin, he put a beat on, you're just like,
yeah. He's famous, Yeah, that's the thing.
Exactly.
Like the guys that do the beats are super famous.
Yeah.
Compared to, they're up there with the artists. So that's telling me something. Nothing against the beat guys, but like I mean, I love their beats, but like it used to be like, okay, hand in hand. Now it's like the guys that do the beats really are like, I mean, they got their own songs.
Right, yeah.
They're putting out songs.
Exactly. So when you think about albums. Guys like No ID, we didn't hear about No ID or even know who he was until later on in Jay-Z's career. You know what I mean? It's like nobody knew who No ID was.
Hand in hand with Hov, but like he wasn't like, you know, you knew Hov.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So what's the similarity that you see between hip hop and sports? Because for me, I look at, you know, the competitive sides, the rivalry aspect of it. What's it that you see?
I would talk about the individual, you know, he or she has an obligation to continuously produce year in and year out.
Yes,
and indeed. I think as athletes, no matter your field, the number one thing you cannot do is regress.
Yeah.
Once you regress, you drop your value, you know, and I'm just going to be straight up. I mean, people at home, they know it. Fans know it. And a lot of athletes, you know, we sometimes like to turn our eyes away from it. But the only thing people want to see is continued progression.
That's it.
Even sometimes they don't like when you maintain. You know, if you just do just the same as you did before, they thinking, you know, so you always have to find a way to, you know, progress in some aspect. So I look at, you know, in my game, every year, that was my goal in the NFL.
Yeah.
To always get better, to do something statistically better. You know, whether it was this year, I ended up getting, you know, 2 more catches than I had the year before. You know, whatever it was to progress in my blocking skills.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. You know, be healthy every game, those type of things. For artists, he's like a guy like J. Cole. He doesn't put out albums all the time, but every piece he puts out is a banger to me. Even Drake. Drake. Every time Drake puts out something, he makes sure he comes with it and then put out some trash because that matters. Right. You know, if your fans say, man, this year he ain't come. He got to come harder than that. You know? What my boy Wale say, hey, man, you got to come harder than that. Wale, you got to come harder than that.
Yeah. No, for sure. When you look at the individuals, you have to always try to achieve greatness each and every year. It's like you want to one up that last year that you did. And that's what we see with Drake. What did he drop in views or what did he drop in Scorpion? Like each year he's leveling up. And the same with J. Cole, with KOD and then his albums that he dropped. And so, man, that was a dope perspective because I haven't heard that one on the podcast yet. So I really appreciate it.
Nah, that's definitely what I see. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all obviously gifted. And actually, my girlfriend and I, we talk about it all the time. We think being a content creator might be a little harder than being an athlete. Yeah. You know, because there's continuous 24/7 year-round, you know, desire for your content.
Right.
You know? Yeah. And they may have sounding boards, all of that. But shit, man, they got to get it out there.
Yeah.
They got to get it out there.
They got to get it out there. They do. Well, hey, man, this has been fun, man. This has been very enlightening. It's been one of those interviews that I've been looking forward to because I told you, man, I'm a fan. You know, I love to see your route running ability, the run out to the catch. You're blocking each and every year. You're looking to step your game up. And I think that's very important as a young receiver. And you're doing all those things, man. So, hey, how can the people follow you on social media?
Well, you just look me up under my name. I'm not that cool. It's just Nelson Agholor.
It's just that's it?
Spell my name not like the Hispanic way. It's Agholor.
That's it. No numbers behind it. Because, you know, guys like Golden is like Showtime. You know, Alshon is like AJ. And, you know, everybody got these all super cool handles.
I mean, the social media person is it's not like a superhero. It's just the same person.
Well, hey, man, I appreciate you for rocking out with me today, bro.
I appreciate you, family.
Yes, sir.